And we're live.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in on To The Point with
Skip
and the King. You guys know where to find us by now. Come on. SimonBroder.com, Amazon.ca. Go buy that book. Buy it for your kids, because I'm pretty sure you guys are just as old as us, and I'm pretty sure you might have some. You guys know where to find Simon on Twitter at DougieJs. You guys know where to find myself at King Hussein on all social media platforms. You guys know where to find us on To The Point collectively on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, which is where you better be watching us, because if not, you're bootlegging and you owe us a little bit of money. And today, oh my goodness, we have this man. I call him Lex. Not his government name, but I will call him that. Lex, where can they find you, my brother?
Well, thanks for having me on. First of all, King and Skip, I appreciate being on the show today. You can find me on YouTube under my name, Alexey, ALEXEYOTS, and also Kensington Variety VIP Club. That's on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can just click on the links below. We'll list those links below for anyone who's watching.
Yeah, and you guys can definitely go check that out. So guys, Alex, I'm honored and privileged, and we feel very bestowed that you are here with us. And may I ask you a question?
Sure.
We all know right now that the Raptors are not doing that good.
Is that all? Is that all?
No. That's not a question. We all know the Raptors are not doing that well. But I've been looking on your page on Facebook, and I've seen a lot of comments from some of your followers. And I have to ask, I've seen what they've said. So I have to ask you a question. Are the Raptors going to tank, or are they going to make something out of nothing? Can you please let us know?
Brian, great question. Once again, the honor is mine. I appreciate being on with you guys today. Really, this is a fantastic question. There's so much talk right now about what the Raptors should do, because obviously it's hard to see losing and stuff like that. But really, if we think about it, we don't really have any control whether what they're going to do. It could be that Masai had the plan for us to be kind of crappy this whole year by not getting us a center. So we may be doing exactly what they wanted to execute this whole time anyway. So I think this way. If we have this one bad year out of like a whole decade of like winning good years with lots of wins and stuff like that, I'll take it. Let's just lump all the bad stuff into this season, the displacement, the COVID, anything else, all in this season, and then we'll get back to our winning ways next year. So I'm like, okay, we lose. That's great for the lottery. We win. We sneak in. We get the 11th seed or whatever and get into that play-in tournament, and we make a little bit of noise, even if we get out in the first round. It's all gravy. It's all good for us, baby. We can't lose. We have such a smart GM. He set us up to win in every scenario.
Is that all you got to say?
Oh, I'll keep going. Listen, I wanted to see if you guys wanted to react. But seriously, I really think that they are shadow tanking, as they put it right now, in a way. That the whole thing with Lowry missing games recently, like being overly cautious with his foot, the just like, yeah, okay, we're losing, but, is it really that big of a deal? And if we get into the lottery, we have good lottery ping pong luck as a franchise historically. I mean, we've won lotteries before. We won one way long time ago that we should have won, The rules were not correct, and we had to pick Camby. We actually won the lottery that year with Camby, but the rules were in the NBA that year that the 2 expansion teams could not have one of the top picks. So we couldn't.
I didn't know. That was before my time. I didn't even know about that.
That was way before.
Yeah.
I remember Andrea as the number 1 pick.
Yes.
So Skip, I gotta ask you, what do you think? Do you think the Raptors should tank or keep going forward?
Oh, I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard the tank.
You're all aboard for the tank?
All aboard the tank.
Explain why, please. Please explain why.
Like, check out this graphic. All aboard the tank. 1-13 in March.
Oh, I love this graphic. I love it.
1-13 in March. Look at those numbers. They're just horrible. And it's just like I can't take this team seriously anymore. I honestly can't. Even when they were on that losing streak, like 4 or 5 games into that 9-game or 10-game losing streak, I was like, okay, like it's a bad stretch. They'll get over it. Then they lost to Houston. And as soon as they lost to Houston, it was game over. And then they lost to Detroit. Then they lost to OKC, and then they just lost to OKC. So, like, at this point, they're tanking. You can call it stealth tanking. You can call it whatever you want. I think they scratched Lowry. They said he's got a foot thing. But if they can't beat these teams, if they can't beat the OKCs and the Detroits of the world, then by definition, you're tanking, right? Like who else are you going to beat? And I'm not even mad. Like you said, it's kind of you win either way. Like even up to about a week ago, I was still thinking, hey, we could get in that 10 seed, we could get in that 9 seed, we could get in the playoffs.
Yeah, you did say that a week ago.
Like a week or 2 ago, I still felt that way, and I just keep watching this team lose, and I keep losing hope. I think they've lost hope. I think they've lost interest. I think COVID is also like really having lingering effects on a lot of these guys. So I think it's not entirely their fault. But it really hurts that they can't rebound. They can't score. Their offense is terrible in the half court.
Minus 11.5 each game.
Yeah, and they're not a winning team. And the crazy thing is, you can look at it and you can say, get a center in here, and who knows? Maybe they're a way better team, because I think they're capable of playing really well, and then they get out rebounded, or playing really well, and then they foul a bunch of guys and lose at the free throw line. So it's always like, it feels like they're not missing by that much. They're still in these games, but at this point, I don't know how you can call it anything but a tank. I don't think they can come back from this.
There's been a couple heartbreaking close losses.
But they're not even heartbreaking anymore, because like you lose 13 games out of 14. Like I'm not shedding any tears anymore. And I don't know if you saw Van Vliet after that game against OKC. Like you could tell he was just done. He was like, I don't know, we're bad. Like that's
exactly what it is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. Alex, I gotta ask you how you feel about those numbers, man, because there's a lot of negatives.
Well, I don't think we can't really take a whole lot from last month and what happened. I think exactly what Skip just said is we've had a lot of different things that have kind of like added up to us not just falling short at the end of good games. A lot of it really is the fatigue from the COVID effects, and just in general, like I don't agree with Nick Nurse's rotations in general. I don't feel like he plays the bench enough, and that our guys are too gassed in the fourth to try and take over and win. It's not that we don't know how to win games. I mean, we're champions. That's what this hat says. It's just that we just don't have the energy to win the game.
Okay, but
and even a game like the OKC game, that's a bunch of youngsters. They don't know how to win games. They beat us purely with energy.
Yeah, 100%. But like, who's he gonna play? We've already found out that he has nobody to play. Like, he goes to the bench and they're bad, and they don't score, and they get killed every game. Like, you can't win without rebounding and without a bench. You need one or the other, and they just don't have the horses right now. And hopefully.
So, on that note, I will say, as a former coach, he was not getting his bench players time, rhythm to get to that point.
That's fair.
Right? keeping it pretty limited with their minutes. But for the Raptors, the last little while, what I will say is, Skip, you've touched on this. Lex, you've touched on this. And Van Vliet, my mother's favorite player. Skip, you know that, right? He has said, due to COVID, him, OG, Pascal, they have not felt that good. Now, we also look at it, even though they've been 1-13, out of that, they've been 1-9. 1-9 when it comes to back-to-back games. So, and I don't know why the NBA has been...
You mean on the whole season, they're 1-9 on the second half of back-to-backs?
Yeah, the whole season.
Yeah.
The whole season, yes. The whole season on back-to-backs. They're 1-9. It's pretty unfortunate because I also did say this, again, my mother, you know how much I love her. I did mention to her the other night, I was so upset. They're doing back-to-backs and they are not winning. So that's how I feel about the Raptors.
Okay, but Brian, they're not winning against anybody right now. It doesn't matter if it's a back-to-back.
I know they're
or
not winning against. They're not winning against.
They're losing the front half of those games. They're losing every game. The one game they lost, the one game they won in March was the game when Lowry was like,
Denver.
I'm getting traded. We're going to win a game tonight. Like, that's the only game they won.
Skip. Who was a star in that game?
Halo.
Norm.
Norm was okay, but Halo was like plus 42 or something in that game.
Yeah.
But who's your guy throughout all of that, Skip?
Lowry, number 7. I'm wearing the shirt right now.
Okay. But what do you think about Norman Powell? Like, I read his essay, and I thought it was great. It was heartfelt. I thought it was amazing. And you know what? We appreciate him, and we always will. Did I say we again? Okay. How did you guys feel about that? Lex, how did you feel about Norman Powell leaving?
That was really hard to read. Really well written. I don't think I've ever seen a player ever write something like that after they left. Just so insightful, thoughtful, and it sounds like that's just the first installment. I think he's going to keep coming out with chapters because he was like, I have more stories in it. And I'm like, okay, let's bring them. It's like I'm all for them.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
Yeah, it's nice to see how connected people are to the team, right? Like, even though the team is in Tampa, even though they don't have fans around, like, you could see Norm was like really crushed to be traded, and even like I think Portland's going to be a good situation for him and everything. I just feel like he had that. This is the team I came up with. This is the guys I came up with. Like, we won a title together, and he just like he was feeling it. He was in his feelings, and that's good. Like that. It's just such a nice change from what the Raptors were like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's amazing. But guys, most importantly, what we have to say is what you guys have to say. So you guys know where to find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, which is where you're watching us. You guys know where to find Skip on Dougie J's. I love when you guys get at him. Skip, I hope you enjoyed opening day today.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Jays won more today than the Raptors have won all month, so.
Yeah. Alex?
It is a new month.
All right, all last month.
That's all April Fools. Alex, I hope everybody can find you. Can you shout us out and say where you are? Just to remind our viewers where you are and where they can get at you personally.
Well, the best place to find me is on YouTube. Just like look me up under my name, or Kensington Variety VIP Club, which is a crazy game show I used to host in a convenience store in Kensington Market, which was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I used to give out free sodas for Raptors trivia.
Nice.
Anywhere else they can find you?
Start that back up again when the pandemic's over, maybe.
For sure.
Anywhere else they can find you?
Other than that, maybe on like Instagram, I guess. I'm on Raptors Purple Kool-Aid. I do a juice show in the mornings, game previews for each of the games, and I make a juice. Usually I put something crazy in it, like barbecue sauce or something, and just kind of I make a prediction for the game. I actually try and say what the score is going to be. I've been right twice this year, just off by 3 points on 2 games. I got the Utah game right recently, which I'm pretty mad about. I was 1 point off. The Raptors scored one more point
this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Okay, guys, more importantly, what we got to say is what you guys got to say. You guys get at us. You guys let us know what you think. On behalf of myself, Skip, and the only one, Lex, right there. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and
peace.